These whales about 40 feet long and 34 tons. 4 of them in this area that we're looking at right now, and it looks like we may have some action. Jim Foreman?
They're paddling, Julie. There it is, right there off the bow. There's a whale right there.
See it?
They're now within just yards now of the whale. They're paddling. He has not gone to picking up the harpoon yet. But they have a target. The whale's back up.
Jim is standing up.
He's up. There's the harpoon. There's the whale. And it appears as though the harpoon, the canoe now is right over the whale. It did not stick. The harpoon is out, but the canoe is right over the whale.
No, they did.
What are they doing now?
The harpoon did stick.
Just to interject, this is Scott Miller on the ground. There are 2 harpoons inside that whaling canoe.
And that second. If I can interrupt, if we can just bring Scott up just for a moment, and then Jim Foreman. Scott, go ahead, please.
That they may get into that whale, because it certainly appears that that first harpoon did stick.
As you can see, it's tough to tell what's going on. Scott, will you sum up what just happened, please?
Well, it looks like the first harpoon, in fact, did stick into the whale. I just wanted to clarify that second harpoon you saw, the canoes are carrying 2 harpoons. And obviously, the harpoon thrower was picking up that second harpoon to get a second harpoon that will be attached to some of those floats into the gray whale. So that was why it appeared at first that the harpoon may not have stuck. Jim, what are you seeing up there right now?
The gunners are taking aim. The gunners are taking aim. There's a second harpoon and the gunner.
And if we can pull back on
we have to warn our viewers that we are going to show you what is unfolding live. This may be a disturbing scene to some of you. You may choose to turn away from your television right now.
It does.
But the harpoon is stuck. The support boat with the gunner is moving into position. There is the whale.
And as we watch this at 6:56, it does appear that the first harpoon did stick. You'll notice that red styrofoam buoy, which is an effort to slow the whale down as the support boat, once this traditional harpoon has been thrown, will try and jockey alongside of the whale, throw another harpoon, and as Jim Foreman, you were pointing out, they also have weapons on board. They have rifles which they can shoot at the whale, correct?
Correct. We see both the harpoon and the rifle ready to be used.
What's expected
off the bow of the support boat?
What do you expect will happen next, Jim?
It's hard to tell, Julie. Now the boat's coming around. They're moving to the other side.
Just a moment ago.
They're looking for where the whale is. Of course, that buoy, that float will help them do that. But the whale has gone under.
If you're just joining us right now, just about 4 minutes ago, after spotting some 4 various whales this morning, the Makah positioned themselves alongside a whale.
And we do want to warn our viewers that there is a possibility they'll be shooting this whale this morning. They have, one of the harpoons has stuck this morning. They have another one in the support boat with the Makah. As you can see, this could be a disturbing sight, so we do want to warn our viewers about that this morning as this is unfolding live.
Last time we saw the Makah getting close to harpooning a whale, they may have struck one, may not have struck one on Saturday. The harpoon did not stick. And then there was one other close call for a whale before that. But this morning, they got a very early start in an attempt, we presume, to get a rush on the weather and perhaps the protesters. Eric Wilkinson is also out on the water with them. Eric.
That's right, and we're getting a very good view of what's going on. We are maybe about 100 yards away from the Makah support boat out there. We saw that whale literally towing this boat, towing the Makah canoe, and there goes the first gunshot from the that 50 caliber rifle. Unclear right now as to whether the whale was hit, but we have seen one gunshot now. We know that one harpoon has been stuck in the whale, and we can tell by the whale's movements that he certainly was injured and losing some blood. Typically these whales will flap their tails about when they are hurt, and it was doing that earlier, but not anymore. And we see one of the people, one of the Makah, still up at the bow of that support boat with the harpoon in his hands, and we see one There goes another shot. There's the second shot from those 50 caliber military rifles. And at this point, it's difficult to say what the situation is with that gray whale. It certainly appears grave. And once again, not a protest boat in sight out here.
Let's head back up to Jim Foreman up in Sky King. Jim, what are you seeing?
That second shot may have hit Mark and Julie. Interesting note, just here goes the harpooner now on the support boat.
And apparently they're just waiting for the whale to breach, as it's about to do.
The two support boats hooked up, and the two teams got into the one boat. They're taking aim with the gun again.
Again, this is a 50...
Just before they went after this whale, so they knew one was close.
Again, this is a 50 caliber rifle. One gunshot was seen earlier, and this whale is injured.
Julie, two shots were fired.
Two shots, excuse me, Jim.
And they're still taking aim with both the harpoon, larger than the one they carry on the canoe, and the high caliber rifle.
Scott
Miller.
The
whale is just in front of that float. There you can see it right there.
Whale continues to breach, and those are the opportunities which the Makah tribesmen look to try and slow down the whale even further. Scott Miller, as we continue to look at this unfolding before us right now, this is simply a game now for the Makah Indians of wearing the creature out, correct?
That's correct. That's the purpose of those floats that you see attached to the whale, and certainly the whale is having to drag the canoe around, which is a substantial weight. Here we see the support boat getting close again. Jim, what's happening on the support boat? We may have another shot about to happen.
Yeah, clearly, Scott, they're keeping aim on the whale from the bow almost all the time now. Okay, he's taking the gun up to his shoulder, taking a shooting stance. The whale's just now going back down under the water.
Time now is 7:01, and today's show, viewers, you will notice that we are maintaining our coverage right now as we look at the Makah take yet another shot at the whale, which they have been doing every time it breaches. As well, on the bow of that boat, that support boat, which you see right in the middle of your screen right now, is another harpooner who is waiting for the whale to breach, apparently, so they can launch another harpoon.
On the phone we have Jonathan Paul, an anti-whaling supporter. Jonathan, tell us what you think of what you're seeing this morning and why we have no protesters out there right now.
Well, I mean, the fact is we were getting prepared, and it took a long time for us to get us our next boats. And of course, I'm very shocked and disappointed about what's happening now. But I always knew that it was inevitable that they would get it because they have the advantage.
As they then harpooned the whale a second and a third time, it rolled over and the ocean waters began to turn red. And finally, the giant animal stopped moving. The whalers waved their arms and their harpoons in a sign of victory.